Hi guys, putting here with the tactics and strategy video featuring my Tier 6 US cruiser, the Cleveland. Now as you can see, what I'm doing is kind of looking around at the start of the game to see what we got over here. Now I'm showing you my captain skills and my modules, but I will not be going over them because this is more tactics and strategy than what the build of my ship is. Now, as I stated, or as the title of this video suggests, what do I mean by Tier 6 starting point? Tiers 5 and lower are kind of your learning tiers. Now, once you grasp the basics of aiming, shooting, shell type, positioning, reading the mini-map, basic strategies, you need to start putting it together. And Tier 6 is like the perfect tier to put it together. Now what we're going to do here is slow down the video and blow up the mini-map. Now as you can see by the start of this, basic strategy for this map, let me forget the name of it, but what is it? I believe it's straight, but a basic strategy for domination is A deals with A, C deals with C. If anybody goes to B, they're in a perfect cross fire. So what I'm going to do is ask the battleships, why does it look like they're going in a position to run south right away? It's more beneficial to just remain north. One, we have a carrier behind us. It's a bogue. It's slow. He's not moving. There's only 2 DDs, so DDs are a premium at this point. And ours is pushing into A heavily. I can't stay here by myself. I need these two guys. Now the other thing is, I'm an AA cruiser. I spec very heavily in the AA, which is why I'm not running IFHE. So I need to stay with these battleships to protect them from carriers. So it's a double carrier game, and it could be very bad for them. So I'm staying with my battleships to give them AA. Now, as you can see by the yellow lines on the minimap, I'm also the DD is technically within my AA bubble, but he's at the far extreme end, and the only way those will come into play is if really the carriers flew over him and went after our battleships. And now let's see how this folds out up north. But that is another reason why I am going slow. It's start of the game, we're top tier. It's not a lot of heals, so you want to conserve your health. But I'm making my turn to go with the battleships, but I will also ask, why are you guys going south? Well, like, why are you leaving A? There's no reason to leave A. Now, the other thing is, I'm not in a division. You don't always have to be in a division, but my game plan was to kind of, go south behind the islands. I accidentally overturned a little bit. It looks like the DD is going to get some really nice torps in on the stupid shift cruiser, and he does. He finishes off the cruiser. So with it being a double carrier, you have to think about it like this though too. If we stay together, we're maximizing our AA. We're working together. The other thing is, this is where you start learning the effectiveness of focus firing. Hitting your F3 keys is great. While it was always fun in the low tiers, just spamming your F keys, they are very good keys to use if you are a slow typer like me. But the other thing is, if you're paying attention to what people are shooting at, you can just shoot at them too. But what I was getting back to, with it being double carriers, that's 2 ships that are not spotted that really aren't going to be shot at. The other thing, I was looking at my mini map. I noticed there's a DD sitting right behind B here who's not moving. So I might as well shoot at him. I am a cruiser at the end of the day. This is the other thing where you start learning, your roles become very important. I'm an AA cruiser, but I'm still a cruiser. DDs are my food. That's who I'm going to go after. I specialized into AA to farm CV tiers. The lower tiers, like tier 5 and below, you kind of don't. Your specialization, like if you want to go AA, kind of doesn't come into play. Because tier 6 is when you start getting your very good consumables, defensive fire. Your hydro is usually a little bit more effective. But here's another thing. Now, if you notice, the Dunkirk is slowing down. I'm utilizing my visual cues that I've learned, the smokestacks. I can see that he's slowing down. My detection, the reason I'm running priority target is so I know how many people are looking at me. Obviously, just by looking, I can see the Dunkirk was shooting at me. But this also lets me know that the New York is not shooting at me. That the only person who's actively targeting me and shooting me is the Dunkirk. The other thing is my visual cues from his smokestack are telling me that he's reversing. And this is what I'm saying. This is stuff that, you learn at the lower tiers, to look at that. What's the correct ammo type for the ship you're going up against? The angle is going up. I'm running 155s on Cleveland can only have 155s, but I'm an HE spammer. So for the most part, I'm going to stick with HE, even on broadside targets at range, because it's a better choice than AP. If things get within 6 kilometers, switch to AP. I was paying attention to the mini-map. My guns were looking that way. Shoot at the DD, because you never know. Now, the other thing is, you can see, why am I still taking a northerly route? If this Dunkirk wants to back up, I know my shells can make up this distance, even though he's kind of at my max range. He's not going very fast in reverse. If I can get to this island, I may have a chance to actually just lob shells over at him for a little bit, get some free damage while not being spotted. Now, like I said, priority target goes back up to 1. I noticed that he's looking at me. I noticed that also disappears. I noticed that his smokestack's going forward. He's starting to turn. He's starting to run. The other thing you're seeing me do is I'm playing with my speed and staying angled. The Cleveland is a very tough ship. If you can stay angled to battleships, you can actually bounce some of their battleships. Now, I see the carrier. I know he's out of range, but I don't care about him. The carrier is not a threat to me because I have specialized in AA. So there's no reason for me to want to kill this guy as fast as possible. Let me deal with the threats that are actually going to be able to shoot me. Now, of course, I'm getting plane spotted because I am shooting. The Dunkirk is kiting, so is New York. So there's no reason to stay behind the island. Now, I notice I get a fire. This guy gets hit by a torp. There's another fire. I can only assume that this guy is flooding. There's 3 fires burning on his deck with a possibility of a flood. I could have asked the DDA, did you get a flood? But knowing that his damage repair party is down, going to start working on the New York. Now, as you can see, I'm slowing down, I'm turning, doing a lot of things to try to make these guys miss. These are basic things you should have learned playing as a squishy cruiser in the lower tiers. The other thing is these battleships should have learned also while they're in the lower tiers with so much HE spam, you don't put one fire out. wait for 2 fires. If you know there's a DD and torps are coming, and you're going to eat one, you got 3 fires, eat the 3 fires until you know you can clear the torps, because that flood is going to hurt. But as you can see, I took some shells on the nose, but luckily it didn't do much damage. Now, it looked like New York is still burning, but you know what? He was smart. He didn't put the 1 fire out. He just let it burn. He had enough of his health to deal with 1 fire. Now, while I'm doing all this shooting, I'm also paying attention to the minimap, because you need to be aware of the possible threats. New York is going to get behind an island. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to shoot them. But there's threats coming from B that are actually going to have my side. I need to deal with these threats. Now, I'm actually targeting the DD, but I will switch to the New York. I noticed the DD slows down, speeds up. Target the battleship when the DD sped up, because I knew I possibly wasn't going to hit. Kind of hoping for a fire. Get a fire. Notice the DD slows down again. He disappears quickly. Switch back to New York, who now cannot see me because 1, the DD smoked up. 2, there's an island in the way. Get plane spotted. I am going to try to target the plane, even if it's out of range. But I know continuing to shoot at the New York is really going to be a waste. He's got 2 fires he's burning. Now, yes, I am shooting at the carriers, because why? Right now they are targets of opportunity. If they're there and you can hit them and kill them, yes, go for it. There's no reason to purposely go hunt them down as I kill the poor Zuiho. Gonna take some shots in where I think the bug is at. But the threat to me right now is the New York. Now what we're gonna do here is slow down and blow up the mini-map again. Now you can see my shell indicator was going to actually hit the island, but here's the situation. They're down ships, we're down caps. I have 2 battleships behind me. I have a DD in front of me, friendly ships. I have an enemy battleship in front of me, and I also have an enemy carrier in front of me running away. Now, from the mini-map is we know where 2 of those ships are. We also know where the DD is and where their battleship, their last battleship is at. They're in the south. Those guys aren't a threat to me. The threat to me right now is New York. So what I'm going to do is try to use all of the island concealment that I can to shield me from the 1 potential threat, and then shoot at the enemy boat, just because by looking at the minimap you can see where the threats are. The DD's running from B. My bad. The Cleveland is just north of A, and a battleship is to the south. 3 of those ships can't hit me. 1 of them's a carrier, no threat to me. The other one is New York, who is a threat. Alright, now we're going to get back to the action. But, you know what? I can see the New York is burning. Obviously, I'm spotted because I'm out from behind the island. But just by looking at him and seeing that his guns aren't turning at me, I know I'm somewhat safe, because it's going to take him a little bit of time to turn his guns to get the shot off. I'm going to take the shot over the island because, you know what, maybe 1 shell gets through, puts another fire on him. 1 shell did get through, put some more fire on him. Now, the other thing is, just want to slow this down a little bit too. Oh, wait. I know New York's looking at me. He's actually going to get a nice salvo because I didn't angle properly. Those went right through their nose. Let me get rid of the lovely pinging. But I did a quick glance at these planes. Now, these planes are only... sorry about the cough. But these planes are only 4 planes per squadron, which means that the Zuihos are not the boats. So there's no reason for me to pop defensive fire because nobody's controlling these planes. Now here's the situation. Shoot at the carrier, shoot at the New York. Who's the threat to me? I'm an AA cruiser. Let me just hit my screw you carrier button, and there's nothing you can do. It's late game. It looks like he's getting low on planes. Anyways, even if he is full squadrons, doesn't matter. I spec very heavy in AA. There's not much he's going to be able to do against me. New York can shoot me. I'm going to deal with the New York and the boat at the same time, but prioritizing New York. What I'm going to try to do, set a fire on the boat, switch to New York because the boat uses DCP, try to get a fire on him, and switch back. Now, this is what I'm saying about understanding this stuff at the lower tiers. Most people at the lower tiers will put out the one fire, but if you learn to eat it, you'll be okay. You need to start taking that basic knowledge of how people react to when they're on fire or flooding to your advantage to know what to shoot, when to shoot it, and how to shoot it. This is what I mean by tier 6. You start bringing all of that learning and knowledge and you start putting it together. I have over 17,000 games played. All of this knowledge just doesn't come very quickly. It's over a very long period of time. I am a slow learner. But just by knowing what is going on here, just by looking at this and what to deal with, you have to kind of make these decisions on a snap judgment, because you can't obviously pause like I am doing here. But now we're going to get back into the gameplay. Like I said, New York's not burning. He let one fire burn. Great for him. But number 2, the island's kind of in the way. He wasn't targeting me. And I'm using this island still to kind of cover me. Staring out. Bet you $10 that Bogue popped his damage repair party, and I noticed I start turning way too much. I start slowing down again, start turning back in because I want to use this island for cover. But the threat to me right now is New York. The other thing is his guns aren't looking at me. They're looking at the DD. Did the DD smoke up? I don't know. But let me take some pressure off the DD and shoot at this guy and become a threat to him. I got a fire on him. Those torps look good. Great. New York's dead. Don't care who killed him. Once again, don't need to pop my defensive fire because nobody's controlling these planes. I'll eventually shoot them down anyways, and it doesn't really much matter. I am going to get greedy here and run aground to get my rear guns into play. I knew this was going to happen by doing this, but I really wanted to try to get this guy back on fire. Just going to slowly reverse. Now engines is out. Now the poor slow bow can't even go anywhere because I just knocked out his engines. There's 2 fires. This guy's as good as dead. Now what the DD should recognize is there are 2 fires on this boat. He's as good as dead. I'm eventually going to stop shooting at him because there's no point. But once again, there's nothing else in the area. But here's the other thing. My fires are going to kill him. Why waste shells? Just let the fire do the work for me. Number 2, the DD was still shooting at him. So what if his one shell comes in and kills him? The guy's dead. No more spotting for the enemy. I got my damage worth out of it. Now, we are going to slow this replay down once again and take a look at the mini-map. Sorry about that, guys, but I have the DD in front of me. The DD is going to make... And I have the friendly DD, I should say. The friendly DD in front of me. I have a friendly... 2 friendly battleships that are to the north of me in the islands with me. A friendly battleship to the north in the open. Friendly carrier Sorry about that, guys. Friendly carrier to the north, to the west of A. Now, these guys are going to do what everybody does when they see a carrier. They're going to shoot at them. It's the wrong call. There's a Cleveland with you. The Warspite can actually do more damage to you than the bow can, because he doesn't have to wait so long for his planes to get up. There's no anti-CV button or your defensive fire for the Cleveland that is with the Italian battleship. It's auto drop at this tier 5, so the DD shouldn't have too much to worry about. If the DD was just shoot at them, fine, right call. They need points, they're down on points. Carriers are worth the most points, but not all of them need to shoot at it. They needed to not focus their fire on the bow, but focus the fire on the Warspite. Get rid of the battleship. Stupid phone. But that's what they needed to focus fire on. But obviously they're not going to when you do it. But RDD is going to make the correct call, and he is going to go deny the enemy points. He is going to go get the C cap. All right, now we're going to let what I've just explained play out to you guys. There's nothing to spot RDD. The last thing he kind of wants to do is go up against a Podvoisky, a Cleveland, and the Italian battleship. I can't say because those are all very accurate ships. While the Cleveland is going to kill you with rate of fire, the battleship actually has phenomenal AA for phenomenal accuracy for its tier, and the Podvoisky is just flat out faster and a better gunboat than you. But I don't know if the Warspite is spotted or not spotted. I'm going to assume it is, because it looks like he is shooting. But those look like AP rounds. Those are DD rounds also coming in. Cleveland rounds. These guys should have been... The cruiser and battleship should have been focusing on the Warspite. Now, if the Warspite is not spotted, they're making a correct call. Shoot what is spotted. But what I'm going to try to do here is use this island to shield me from the battleship or cruiser spotting me. Unfortunately, I'm going to misjudge just the distance from the DD. But the biggest threat right now is the battleship. A lot of battleships, even at this tier, still shoot HE, which is why I'm prioritizing him. Get him on fire, let him waste his repair party, to where if somebody else sets the fire, burns them down again, and that's fine. The enemy DD is also making the correct call right now. There's no reason to shoot. He needs to get on cap, start denying us points, because he needs to let these two ships deal with us. He kind of needs to just spot. Now, to see the Cleveland, and he's starting to get within AP range, but he's angled, putting shells over the island. There's no reason to switch to AP. Just keep shooting when I'm shooting, burn them down, stay angled. I don't need to get all my guns into play, but I do need to utilize this island to protect me from the battleship and cruiser. DD shooting at me, wrong call. He should have smoked up prior to shooting me, because I'm obviously shooting at him. And look, he's doing what he did before, slowing down, speeding up. This salvo, I anticipated that. Now his engine's out. If he doesn't have last stand, he ain't going anywhere anytime soon. His RDD is starting to make his way back up here. I reload really, really fast, DD. You should have waited for your smoke. But what I'm doing here, going to stop the video because it's quickly coming to an end. But if you notice, I switched from HE to AP. I know my reload was fast enough to, by the time this guy comes up from behind the island, I will be reloaded. I'll be broadside, he'll be broadside. Even if he's got HE, I'm probably dead. But what I'm hoping for is he's got HE loaded, and that maybe he just knocks out some modules. Best case scenario. But even if he has AP loaded, I'm looking to do massive damage before I die. I know I'm going to die if I get hit. Fortunate for me, the battleship is going to finish the Cleveland off, and once that happens, we're going to look at the post-battle results. Now, the reason I say Tier 6 is the good starting point is because at Tier 5, you're learning to deal being up-tiered. Tier 6, you start putting everything together. Map knowledge, map awareness, basic strategy, shell type, or ammo type, proper targets, angling, situational awareness. You really start putting all of that together. It's also the beginning of actually getting into specialized roles for certain ships. Now, I really do hope that you guys did learn something. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is why we do these at the end of the day. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love the replays you guys send in. The email for that is in the description down below. And remember, please compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have yourselves one heck of a great day.